Come on. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Eating the Tea with Gail and my friends. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Again, thank you guys so much for joining us. Kiki, will you man my page just in case? And tonight we're going to be just having a great time. As you guys know, I started eating the tea because I was missing my girlfriends during the pandemic. And even though, things are lifting and moving and we're about to be able to go really see each other and stuff, we still are hanging out virtually. And so I wanted to, hop on here and just tell you guys hello. I pray that all you guys had an amazing, wonderful Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. What was crazy is I was talking to Kiki, and I think I was talking to Juan. I didn't post any pictures of my Mother's Day, but I had an amazing Mother's Day. So for you guys, let me just tell you what I'm drinking tonight. Again, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. Show us some love, whatever social media platform you're watching us from. Tonight, usually I would be drinking tea from the Tea Lovers Cafe. It's some amazing, amazing tea. And we'll be putting the link to the Tea Lovers Cafe. If you love gourmet tea that is top quality, support another woman-owned business, we would appreciate that. But tonight I need to drink some Gatorade because my doctor told me that I'm dehydrated, and my sister, who's health and wellness coach, asked me, have I been drinking water? I have been drinking water all day, but I need to drink at least 3 of these before I go to bed. So I might have to excuse myself to go to the bathroom because my kidneys ain't used to all of this water I got going on. I'm just being honest with you guys. So again, I'm drinking Gatorade. Kiki, can you tell us what you're drinking tonight?
Yes, tonight I am actually drinking coffee. So just some French vanilla coffee.
You mean it's just all French, no coffee? Because if you like him, that's what you do.
I can show you how light it is, but I like a little light.
It's some French vanilla with a splash of coffee. That's what's going on. Hi, Sissy Kim. What are you drinking?
I'm sorry.
What you drinking?
I'm having my Herbalife lemon tea with some cranberry aloe inside.
Oh, I love them glasses. Where you get them? Are them readers or them real?
Oh, these are prescribed.
Ooh. You have prescribed glasses now?
Yes,
these are readers. I've been looking at my computer all day. I can't believe you have prescribed glasses.
Yes, 58 is having conversations with me right about it.
Really? They look good. I love them.
Thank you.
I love them.
Yes.
58. You 58? I didn't know that. Looking amazing. Hi, 21. What you drinking?
Well, I'm drinking Kiki's favorite cranberry sauce. But I'm drinking it cold. I have perfected about 2 recipes with the cranberry bliss. So this is the cranberry refresher that I am drinking from the Tea Lovers Cafe.
Please do share. Please do share those recipes.
Oh, you want that recipe, ma'am?
Yes.
I think I shared with you.
Okay.
Okay, well, share with us, but we will be putting the Tea Lovers Cafe link so you guys can go check it out. Like I said, they have amazing teas there. It's a lot of different type of teas. You guys that know me know I'm a tea connoisseur, and normally I would be drinking the Tea Lovers Cafe stuff, but again, I gotta do what my doctor says, so I'm going to do that. And again, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna be just hanging out. The first thing I want to say is happy birthday. Usually we will be getting together with everybody, but I want to say happy birthday to my sister Chris. She's all the way in California. We had a lot of April birthdays, and we didn't do April. So happy birthday to Chris. Happy birthday to my sister Sean, who hit the 50-50 club. Hallelujah. Boom, 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 boom. Happy birthday to Miss Lisa Dove Washington. You know, she doing her thing over and lunching with Lisa. So happy birthday to you guys. And normally, like I said, we would have got together and celebrated these people's birthday. But we're not able to get together. And so I just want to say happy birthday. I already say happy Mother's Day. All of these women that God has placed in my life, I don't have any natural born sisters, but He has given me some amazing women. I call my sisters, and they're all doing amazing things in their own right. I want to congratulate Kim. Kim, you look amazing.
Yeah.
That photo shoot was slamming. I told Kim I was gonna call the police because the woman had beat her up that face up so much. I was like, oh, let me go rescue her. Them pictures was fly. So Kim was just telling me that those were not even doctor pictures. You know how sometimes we have to do some stuff. I was like, that lady did the thing, and I would love for her to come do my face, but she's all the way where in New Jersey somewhere. Philadelphia, yeah. That photo shoot was amazing. You look absolutely amazing. So I wanted to just say that. And so as we get started, I want to talk about something that I heard, and I was kind of like tripping that 69% of people will admit they have left the house during COVID without brushing their teeth because they knew that they was going to have on a mask. 69%. Now, to me, that is straight up nasty because with that mask, I already get hot and bothered, and then you breathing bad breath. Like, any of y'all admit that y'all done that?
I have not done that. I don't leave nowhere. I don't leave out of my room in the morning without brushing my teeth. But you know what? There's some people who can't smell their own breath. I don't understand. No, there are some people who can't smell their own breath. I don't understand that. Like I can do like
I can too, especially if I've eaten something. Yeah. I'm like, ooh, that ain't cool. You know what I mean?
Smell your own breath?
Yes.
So for me, my mouth tastes different.
And I can taste it too because you get this kind of taste in your mouth, and then you be doing like this. Okay, straight up there. It's like somewhere to get. I can't imagine smelling
69%.
Smelling my breath in that mask. I would probably suffocate. I probably would just suffocate, and my breath probably don't even get that bad, but I just would not want to be inhaling no stale stank breath. Okay. Yeah, no.
I couldn't do it. And even when I wear a cloth mask, I always put like a paper mask or something because I don't want my cloth mask to be smelling any kind of way. Is that making sense?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I just can't imagine like 69% of people that was polled admitted that. And I say that's nasty to me. But I was like, well, maybe it's just me because I brush and use mouthwash. The Listerine, the real kind of open up your sinuses every morning because I just can't imagine. And even when I'm having a chill day with a bonnet and, just hanging out, I still get up and brush my teeth and wash my face. I just can't do it.
Me too.
But I wonder how many of those out of that percentage, that 69%, how many of them people just don't brush their teeth on a regular period?
Now that's a good question.
Well, I would hope.
I'm not trying to be funny. Just because I'm wearing a mask, why would that mean that I don't have to brush my teeth? Because if you think about it, you're getting dressed, you probably shower and get all this. How do you neglect and leave out brushing your teeth? So I'm thinking that's probably just a habit you had beforehand that you wasn't brushing your teeth on the regular.
That's a lot of people, though. That's a lot of people. 69%. That's a lot of people that admit that they have ran out the house because they knew they was putting on a mask, And nobody gonna really be up on you smelling you like that. That's a lot of people.
They probably ain't bathe either.
I don't know.
I mean, right.
How do you bathe? Because that's part of the process. I mean,
Right.
that's what I was taught. That's part of the process of your
Yeah.
hygiene. You wash your face, you take care. I mean, even if you go to the sink and have a whole bath, you gone to brush them teeth. Okay.
Yeah.
But you want to teach people about a whole bath. They don't know about that.
Oh, what that whole bath is, you got to do an emergency run and get out that house. You need to hit all the essentials. Now you know you need to wash your face, but you got to hit here and you got to hit that area down there because just in case you're in an accident. My grandmama always say, have on some clean
Put on clean panties.
and make sure when you have on clean drawers, when they come off, it don't smell.
Yeah.
So you got to take a little whole bath. Remember.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you for the whole bath 101. That is
Some
something.
people don't know. Some people don't know.
And some people do not know. Okay. So
Well,
even if
if
you got
you ain't heard about that, it's something wrong at this age and point in time in our life. Kiki's sipping on her drink. Yeah.
I mean, just like something wrong with people going out the house and not brushing their stinking breath and teeth.
yeah.
Well, it's because they have on a mask.
No, because you nasty. It's part of getting ready and bathing in the morning. I'm sorry. It's just automatic. And I can tell you, if I have taken a shower and done all these things and I walk out and I'm like, oh, I ain't brushed my teeth. I go back and be like, you can't go nowhere without brushing the teeth, boo.
Yeah, I don't know, but I was literally shocked. I just kind of wanted to hear what y'all thought about it because that to me that grossed me out, like gross me out, like out.
Maybe those are people with halitosis because some people with halitosis can't smell their own breath.
That's what Kiki was saying.
Yeah, so maybe it's those people. Maybe it's that percentage of folks.
Listen, I don't know, but anyway.
Study. What was
Moving along, we were just talking about this today at dinner. The CDC said if you're fully vaccinated, you can now go without wearing a mask.
Mm-hmm.
And what we were talking about around my dinner table is that is going to cause so many problems because how are they to determine who is fully vaccinated? How many people are going to be willing to whip out their vaccination cards? And you're going to have a whole bunch of people that are against vaccination acting a fool because they don't want to wear a mask already. So, yeah, what y'all think? I think they have opened up a Pandora's box because I don't think there's enough guidelines for people to really know if you're fully vaccinated or not. And people are already not wanting to wear masks. So this is another thing to get them to take off their masks and they're not vaccinated.
Number one, people who are not vaccinated, who don't believe in vaccinations, a lot of them are going to be walking around without masks, and you are not going to be able to know. I think that what's going to be interesting is what the restaurants are going to do and stuff like that, because these are these people's establishment, right? So it's going to be interesting what they do. They said the hospitals and stuff like that going to continue to follow their protocols and guidelines, but I'm ready to take off my mask, but I'm scared also, right?
I'm gonna still wear my mask.
I'm scared,
even though I'll be fully vaccinated on next Tuesday.
I'm fully vaccinated, and I'm still, I'm still scared. Like we went to Ocean City, and it was the mandate that you didn't have to wear your mask outside. I mean, it was out there, and I still had my mask. My family, we still had our mask on, and you did see some people still with their mask on. And like I said, I'm ready to ditch the mask. I am over the mask, but I'm also nervous and scared. Still,
Because we know some people that is against vaccination, against wearing masks, act the fool already. We know people personally, right?
Exactly.
And yeah. And Kim, you work in the beauty industry as a hairstylist. How are you gonna handle that? Like,
Well,
is it affecting you?
I will definitely keep my mask on. Because of they haven't said yet for us like how we're to handle this now that because this just came out. So we have to wait to see what quote unquote corporate salon lofts is going to say about whether or not you have to enforce clients to wear their masks and stuff. No one can still hang out in the hallways. No one can still sit down and in the common areas. No one can do that. So we're still wearing our masks. We're still inside our spaces, wearing our mask and asking our clients for the most part to wear theirs as well. Now, I think this is that herd immunity thing that they were talking about last year, as the numbers of the people go up for the mask, being vaccinated, that they'll, it'll kind of like be so that those that are not vaccinated, I don't, not so much that they won't get, we won't catch it or they won't, I'm saying they won't be exposed, but they're thinking about there's a number of us that are already vaccinated or quote unquote protected so that when they release or, they take the control of the mask wearing a mandate, they're figuring that it'll be enough of people covered that it'll be okay. But it is still a scary kind of thing though.
Well, now that they've approved children from 12 and up, it now 85% of the population is available to get vaccinated, and with that you can then get herd immunity with that 85% of the population. And so it's just it's just interesting. Like I said, Memorial Day weekend, child, listen, they're gonna be out now.
They're gonna be out. But I think that the news and CDC, they have not done a very good job of communicating what it really means to be fully vaccinated, because this is what you hear. The CDC has made a decision that those who are fully vaccinated now can go outside without the mask. And then they start saying all these other things, and people hear all the other things and forget about the part that you said fully vaccinated. However, you need to explain to people what fully vaccinated really means, because some people believe I got the second shot and I'm immediately fully vaccinated.
Nope.
No, you're not. Fully vaccinated means you have gotten your double dosage or your one, depending if you got Johnson & Johnson, and if you did that 2-week or whatever period of time that it said that you are supposed to wait. Some people don't even know that they are inoculated. So the thing is, we're saying certain things and people do not have a full grasp and understanding of what it means. And it's just funny because they say as soon as you hear it on the news, CDC said if you're fully vaccinated, you can go outside without a mask. And then they say all this other stuff. People done forgot about the part that said fully vaccinated, and nowhere in it do they ever explain. So we just have to be, I just think that those who are reporting and giving us this information need to be a little bit more responsible and being very clear in the message so people can fully understand what it truly means. And some people, let's be very clear, everybody doesn't know the difference between being inoculated and even what being vaccinated means, because I've heard several people say, well, now that I'm vaccinated, I can't catch it. No. The vaccination is not a cure for COVID. This is to reduce, if you get it, to reduce whatever symptoms that you had, and it may not grade and you pass from this. So I just think the messaging has to be a little different. But I'm with Kiki. I'm probably wearing the mask to 2022. I ain't even lying to nobody because
I have decided that too. Me and my family have decided that too, because it like you said, it is all of these gray areas. And I just believe that they just loosed a bunch of people that are not going to get vaccinated or inoculated or anything, and going to keep not wearing their mask and keep acting the fool when you ask them to wear a mask.
And Deidre, said that I'm wearing my mask still because I have an autoimmune disease. And Deirdre, that's right. And that's another thing that you're talking about, Tawan, is that people who have autoimmune diseases or are at risk, for health, issues, probably should still wear their masks because it's just going to keep them safer.
But it's going to keep us safer too, because again, a lot of these people are going to lie and say they got it, they forgot their card, and be all at the events.
I don't even think that they're going to be able to card people.
Right.
Because that's violating people's right then, right?
I don't, because I mean, people can't ask you, when you come into a restaurant, if you had the flu vaccine or, what I'm saying? So I just don't think that they're going to be able to card people. So I just think it's going to be what it's going to be. People who want to wear a mask going to wear a mask, and people who don't, I ain't going to wear one. And it's just, this is what it's going to be. And the world is going to open, fully back up. And I think people are going to have a fight on their hands who try to make people wear a mask in their establishments and stuff like that. So it's going to be it's going to be a mess.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have to exercise some intelligence, and you're going to have to make decisions that's best for you and what's best for your family. And this is the thing. I understand that you have the right to or not to wear a mask. But in being a responsible citizen, adult, there are individuals out here who cannot get the vaccination because of, I have 4 girlfriends who have breast cancer or who've had breast cancer. They cannot get the vaccination. Okay. They just cannot. So they are still at risk, even in wearing the mask. So when you come out and you're around them, they have no choice but to keep their mask on to the end. So they just say, we just don't ever wear a mask ever again. Because they have to make sure they do what's necessary for them and to protect them. And I think when you decide to be that irresponsible just because somebody want to make you wear a mask, I mean, just think about the health. I mean, because I don't even get it when people say this ain't real and all these people that died. So what did they die from? I mean, if it ain't real, I'm confused. I mean, I want somebody to really explain it to me because I don't even know.
You're not going to ever get an answer because, again, there are people that think it ain't real. But like I said, they have mass graves over in India. We lost, I don't know how many thousands of people. So it is real. And my husband has dealt with it on a daily basis and had to put some kids, unfortunately, they lost some kids at the children's hospital over it. So it's real. It is very real. And so when they came out with the vaccine, my husband was like, listen, we ain't going to be the first in line, but we are definitely getting it. For this household, the crowd is getting it. So that's how it works. So moving on, have y'all ever heard of platonic spouses?
No.
Okay, let me explain what this is because I had never heard of it. But one of my clients asked me about it and asked my thoughts about it. And platonic spouses is like, we all really good girlfriends, right? Y'all consider you my sister, right? And so what happens is me and just say Kiki, we decide that we're going to make this pact. And me and Kiki are heterosexual women. She like men and I like men. But I'm going to marry Kiki because I want to be able to protect all of my assets. And Kiki's going to leave her assets to me, and I'm going to leave my assets to her. But we live in the house, we buy a house, we do all of that stuff like spouses do. But Kiki can date who she want to date. I can date who I want to date. And we might sleep in the bed together or we might not. But this is a new thing that's going on for non-gay people, but they call it platonic spouses. So if something was to happen, Kiki would technically be my spouse on paper.
That's asinine.
Why y'all looking like that?
Because it's asinine, okay? So
I would marry Jamil.
No, you marry.
I would marry a woman.
you would marry a woman because you're my best friend.
So it would be same-sex marriage.
It would be same-sex marriage, but me and you are not gay. So we're not sleeping together like a partner.
Yeah.
But we could sleep together if we wanted to.
But no,
Because that's what
I'm
she said.
I'm just leaving. I'm marrying Kiki because I can, because she's my best friend. Like she's my road dog. Like you and Tyra is road dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like you see what I'm saying? But and if something was to happen to Tyra, you're able to make decisions for her like a spouse would. Your insurance would come to you, her, and all this. But Kiki could date Jamil, and I could date Gil. But on paper, me and you are spouses. It's called platonic spouses.
I ain't never heard of this.
It's true. Look at I had never heard of it either.
Offense. Deirdre said, Jesus be offense. I ain't never heard of this before.
But what I'm saying is that's what's going on in the world. I was shocked, and I didn't have no opinion because I just thought, I said, well, why don't they just be gay? And she's like, they're not gay. This is happening like a lot now. If you look up platonic spouses, it's best friends that get married, but they're not gay. They share all the responsibilities of married people, but they're able to date other people because they're not gay. They date men, or if it's two men, they date women.
So let me say this. And people do whatever they feel is necessary and is important to them.
Look at Kiki looking.
I had to pull it up because this is just ridiculous.
Do you see what I'm talking about?
So Kiki and I are best friends. Okay, I get it. She my road dog. So let me explain something that you don't have to do. What's it called? Platonic what?
Platonic spouses.
You're talking about we want to do things to protect insurance, and we want to do things in case something happens to me, I'm well protected. Let me tell you what that's called, a living will. Or a will.
Thank you.
So what we do not have to do, see, this is people trying to cloak some other different type of behavior and call it something else. This shit is foolery. I'm sorry. I hope I don't get banned off Facebook. This is asinine and this is some foolery. I can get a living will and I can make Kiki the executive to the will. I can give Kiki all my money when I want to. I can tell Kiki to put me in a home. I can tell you, Gail, that you can get my pocketbooks to somewhere. And I can direct Kim and do things. You can handle my medical issues. You can do so many things when you create a living will. So I don't need to marry my road dog, Lamia, my bestie. I don't need to live with her. I don't need to go date. Matter of fact, if I really wanted to do that, I could find a man who just want to be with a woman and want some benefits, and I can live with him, and I can get all the benefits of marriage and don't even have to play that game. I don't understand foolishness. That is absolutely foolishness.
And I got a New York Times article.
Yeah.
And they got this one couple say they've been friends since 2011, were married November 2014. The couple share a bed without any physical contact.
Yeah.
But I'm one. I don't understand why you would have to do this, because there are so many other ways for you to protect your assets and for your assets to be given to whoever you want them to be given to. I think people who do this are in need of some kind of companionship, some kind of relationship that they might not have.
No, this is what they best friend.
No, I'm even talking about I'm talking about intimate relationships, right? I know that they're not going to be intimate, but you can't tell me if you are a woman and you are like, I'm looking for my husband, but I'm about to marry my best friend so I can protect my assets, right? These are women.
These are women and men, because there's some men, straight men, who have done it too.
Now that one hard a pill to swallow. But here's the thing. I don't know. In the New York Times, these people were young, but I would think that these were older women who are doing it who don't think they're gonna get married. But these people on this New York Times
they
are
older.
young. So
Yeah.
this is crazy.
And I guess I'm going to go back to what Kiki said. So if I do this, let's just say I made this decision. Then I meet a man, found the love of my life. I now have to get a divorce.
My thing is, how would you explain to me? This is my thing, and this is what I was thinking about. How would I go and tell? Just say, for instance, me and Tawan then got married. We besties. How would I go and I meet Gil? I'm dating Gil, and Gil like, hey, I want to, I want to put a ring on. Now, how am I gonna explain to him I'm married to my best friend, but we ain't sleeping together, but my assets. Who picture is that? Tawan got up there. Oh, hear you. We can't hear you. You're on mute.
I said, no, but I got to get that off of there.
I don't know who that was, but anyway.
That's my platonic love.
Oh, okay. Your platonic spouse?
Oh my God.
That is your platonic spouse? Okay, all right. Anyway, I just think, well, I don't think I could. What guy would process that you done married your best friend, y'all ain't got nothing going on, but you can't marry me? Like, I just, when I was literally shocked. I like you, Kiki, I Googled it, and it's a lot of stuff to come up about it, don't it?
Yeah, I'm very like I'm gonna read this article in more detail, but I don't get why, or I don't get like why regular people. When I say regular, meaning they have all the faculties. Like, I don't understand why regular people would do that especially if they want to get married. Maybe they don't want to get married in that way in their life, right? Because it said they can date other people. Maybe they don't want to get married. Like it too.
Well, the one lady, because I even watched the video on it. The one lady's like, I'm looking for my soulmate. Like, I'm looking for a guy that is going to be my soulmate. But yeah.
Wow.
I just wanted to know what y'all thought about the platonic spouses, because
it is great emphasis placed on everything that I've read in this minute or two that I had, that there should be no sex involved in that, because that no longer makes it a platonic relationship. But this is some crocodile.
Mm-hmm. I had never heard of it, but I just wanted to see what y'all thought about it, because I just think that blew my mind. And literally, it was a client of mine that asked me that. And, being that I'm in the relationship space, I think people think I know everything. But I wanted to figure out what y'all thought, because I was literally blown away. She's like, you never heard of that? I'm like, no, I'm very traditional.
I learned something new today. I truly learned something new today.
Well, I'm really glad you did. Too. Now, I know y'all probably heard about this, and we're going to get into some gossip. What do you guys think about Portia getting engaged in 1 month to her ex-friend Fallon's husband, and they just got a divorce? They divorce ain't even really final.
Baby, that's messy. I was reading something on the Shade Room, and I gotta see if I can find it. I just like, you know what? And these relationships never last anyway. So why even do something like that? Like,
let me give you my thoughts on it. We look at a lot of these women, which they are highly, highly successful, and of course, they have a large platform being on these different platforms. But at the end of the day, what made me think about this is Portia only know this man for 1 month, right? Been dating for 1 month, right? She's highly successful. But at the end of the day, she's looking for love, right? And she was in a very controlling marriage. But to mess with somebody that you even know, she's saying her and Fallon wasn't good friends, but her and Portia was in the pool together at this woman's house and all of this kind of stuff. I just think that's really foul. But today, I also read that he already done cheated on Portia with another woman, and the woman is putting all the pictures and everything else out on IG. And so the thing is that, do you guys think that for one, Portia was wrong for messing with this woman's husband when their ink ain't even dry on their divorce? Because I think they still legally married, or they just got a divorce in April, and Portia and them been dating for a month. So that means she was dating a married man and got engaged to a married man. And my thoughts is, what kind of man just leaves his wife and there's no space, and you just get engaged to somebody else like that?
I think it's wrong, but on the shade room, they got this picture. It says, "If you don't give a damn, we don't give a F," was a couple. if that was a couple, you know that song. If you don't give, that's what they're saying about Portia and this guy. I think it's wrong, and I think it's wrong on both their part, right? I don't think that there's one person to blame in this situation. I think that they're both wrong and they're both messy. And I think if that was truly a friend. So I also read that Portia said, she was like, "We not friends, and blah, blah, blah." But yours, it's still too close for comfort, girl. Like
He was at that woman's house in her pool.
exactly. And the woman offered her like hookah and just saying, like, I watched that little clip and I was just like, out of all the people and all the men out there, why we got to do that? Why you got to be?
And it ain't like she's desperate for money, because Portia has money now, with her go naked hair and all, I'm sure she's getting paid pretty decent now on the Housewives. And she got her and her sister got some other ventures and stuff, the joint ventures and stuff. My thought story is that there's two things. For one, you was at this woman's house. For two, the ink ain't even dry. For three, you only known him 1 month and you engaged. Like, I just don't get it.
I think men like him can't be trusted. Women like her can't be trusted, right? And so I don't, this relationship probably is not going to last a long time. And in the process, you drug your name through the mud for something that's probably not going to last, because ain't nobody, if you get together messy, it's going to be messy.
Yeah. I totally agree.
Yeah. If you get together messy, trust and believe the relationship is going to be messy.
Yep. I totally agree. And my thoughts are, is he didn't even give enough space to really clear out his wife's space. And I understand he's a rich guy or whatever and all this kind of stuff, but he didn't even give me, like, her clothes ain't even left the closet fast enough. You know what I mean? She probably still got stuff at that house. And then on top of it, he already done cheated. The girl got the receipts because she's sitting in his Ferrari. The girl sitting in the Ferrari and sent the pictures to Portia.
Well, I'm going to say they probably have been dating longer than a month. This is all they're willing to say, because I would like to give her this much, and to not to get engaged with somebody within a month, whether you madly in love with him or not, because you don't know enough to be madly in love, but it might be feeling good right at this time. Portia does have a need to be loved and to be in a relationship. She has proven that. That's why she stayed as long as she did with Cordell in that controlling situation. That is why she has been back and forth with Dennis Hill. I thought they were still together, so see how much I know.
Too.
And I think it's something within her that has such a desire to be loved that she will find it in whatever way or means she needs to. Yes, I think it's very okay. So y'all not friends, but this is the thing: you were at this woman's house. You were breaking bread with her. So at the end of the day, there is something between you all because I have invited you to my house and do that. So you violated that woman's code. Okay, you just violate. Plus, y'all work together. It's just really sticky and funky. It's no different than everybody was trying to defend. Was trying to explain to Kenya why her behavior was so funky with Apollo. You don't do that. Whether you thought you was friends with Phaedra or not, all that
Touchy feeling was too much.
doing all this stuff with her husband, it was definitely a no-no, and you should know that. But when you don't have any honor for yourself, you're not going to honor anything else. That's just bottom line. We do know that people do date. I always tell people this, and I'm just going to put my business out here. When I got divorced, I started dating, and somebody said, "Oh, it's okay." I said, "Let's call it what it is. It's cheating." Because I still belong to somebody on paper, regardless of being separated. Until I get a divorce decree, I belong to somebody else. I just consciously made a decision after a certain amount of time of being separated that I would get back out there. And some people like to split hairs about that. It ain't no splitting hairs. It is what it is. Bottom line. So let's just call that what it is. But to then get with somebody that you work with close with like that, I mean, I just think it's foul. It's foul for Portia, and it speaks to her character. Period. Point blank. It just speaks to her character.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I looked at it, in the same way I looked at it, but I also looked at it and said, here's a successful woman, and like you said, at the end of the day, she wants to be loved, and unfortunately, she found it with somebody else's husband, and I think it's foul. And like you say, Kiki, when you start messy, you're gonna end messy, and I don't think it's gonna work. I really don't
No.
think it's gonna work.
Well, it's
And
already coming out that it ain't gonna work because you know, I'm
he
not gonna say
already cheating.
everything is not going to work because we have seen some success stories with people, but it's very rare because it takes a level of maturity. And obviously, she's not even there for that. She doesn't even love herself wholly and healthy because if you did, I'm not even trying to be funny. Okay, I'm going to remove the fact that he's still separated and maybe the ink is not dry on the divorce decree. Girl, you work with this girl. What are you doing? Well, I mean, how do you now go to work and look her in the face and you're talking and you got a ring on your finger? I mean, it's just like me coming to bringing sexy back to the marriage, talking about, oh yeah, I'm engaged to Gail. And I know me and you got a closer relationship, obviously, than what she's saying, but it's still at the end of the day, how do
Yeah,
you
it's still the same thing. Yeah.
and just, and then you want to be like this, flaunt your ring, look at my ring. I would smack the taste out your mouth if I was her. And it's not
Yep.
because I want him, but because you have really violated and you foul. You just
Yeah.
foul.
It's
You know,
fine.
you just foul. Ooh.
That
Look,
that that is very, very foul. I just, like I said, I was really kind of like shocked. I like Portia, but this one, I can't support her in this one. I really can't, because I was like, yeah. See, that kind of stuff from where I come from will get you in a casket.
Baby, get you beat all the way down. Listen, baby.
That would get you in a casket, okay? But yeah, because to me, even I have friends that we was back since we were 8 years old, and we still have this rule today. I don't care if you dated them when we were 15. We in our 50, we ain't doing that. You can't even come step to me, and it's been over 40 years. You see what I'm saying? We
yeah,
just don't do that.
but can I tell y'all something funny? Because I dated this guy, and we're very good friends now. And me and somebody were friends, and I introduced them to each other because I literally thought they would be a very good couple. I had no problems that me and him dated. He didn't have a problem with it. I mean, I really thought they was a good match, and because me and him were good friends, I was never going back to that. And I was like, and I introduced them. I was like, I really think that y'all have the chemistry and the things that would make for a good. I mean, they had so many interests, and I just thought they would be good. Now, really, she was close enough to me that no, we shouldn't do this. But this was a mutual agreement. I came to her and said, "Hey, I believe that you and this person can." Would I normally be doing that? Because I really don't want you to be with none of my exes. But again, if you're gonna make that person happy, go ahead. But I ain't for it. Don't get me wrong, I ain't for it. But I have introduced one of my exes, and it was an ex for so long ago, like when I was back in my 20s, and now I'm like in my 40s. But again, I only did it because of I just thought they would be a very
a good match.
But that's also that there was a lot of space in between there. This was not.
And it was conversations on both sides.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was no
You see what I'm
space
saying?
in this one. This was a sneaky, yeah. So it's different.
Yeah, I mean, it's different, but it's still that girl code that you don't mess with nobody.
Right.
That, and I believe in the girl code, but again, like I said, I just thought they would be a good match.
Yeah.
They wound up not being. Look, they wound up not being.
I mean, you try, you did your part.
I have a question for you. Do you think it's a double standard between women and men when it comes to relationship? And what I'm asking is Jennifer Lopez is taking a lot of heat from when her and A-Rod broke up, and now she's seeing her ex again, Ben Affleck, right? But men do it all the time. Men will break up with a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he will go back to one of his exes or be seen with a new person, and they'll, the media will say, "Oh, look at, so and so with his new boo or whatever." But when a woman does it, it's like either she was never really over him, or she's so lonely that she had to, go back to him, and all of these things. Do you think it's a double standard when it comes to this kind of thing? Because, my thoughts is that Jennifer and Ben Affleck, to me, they probably never even stopped being friends after they broke up. Just because you break up with somebody doesn't mean that you can't have a friendship with them, a platonic friendship with them, and just say, "Hey, how you doing?" or whatever, those kind of moments. But it's like people are calling her to the carpet like, "Oh, you just stepped out of one relationship, you back into another one, and you can't be lonely, and you probably was cheating on A-Rod and all this." Truth be told, they said A-Rod was cheating on her, and that's the reason with some Instagram girl, and that's the reason why Jennifer was like, "Oh no" to the no, right? But do you think it's a double standard how the media treats, and I know this is celebrities, how they treat women when they tell them, "Oh, they went and spent a weekend or whatever." You don't know if they slept together or whatever. They probably just was hanging out as friends. We don't know. But I find it, the coverage that they're giving Jennifer is so negative and all of this stuff. But A-Rod could go be with another woman and everybody good.
It's always a double standard.
It's
always, and there will always be.
Right.
I mean,
yeah. Kiki, how do you? I mean, yeah, it's always going to be a double standard. So it don't matter what none of us say on here. Yeah, we know it's a double standard. How do you change the double standard? You don't, because it's men who making the standard, and they want to make it the way they want it, because they want to be the ones that can have their cake and eat it too, but you can as well. I mean, whatever. A-Rod could be with all of us on here, and he would be okay. And if Jennifer Lopez go be with one person, she just sitting in the cafe. You don't know whether they with him or not. You have made all kinds of accusations, and it's really ridiculous. Some of especially to be in 2021 for some of these standards that are set forth, because some of these standards are just ridiculous.
Yeah,
they're ridiculous. But I mean, she hopefully is not having such a negative impact on her. And if her and Ben are getting back together, maybe this is the chance for them to actually succeed in a relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe this is just their opportunity. I could care less. I mean, why is that even newsworthy?
Because
Well,
people need that. People
So,
need
I
something
mean,
to
yeah,
talk about.
I know that, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like,
but I was just saying they just literally screaming her, right, for hanging out with a friend. And of course we don't know what their friendship was. They was in a car together or whatever, but everybody's like, she, left A-Rod and now she back with him and all this kind of stuff. But nobody's saying what A-Rod did when this girl got receipts saying he cheated with her, right? It's always these double standards to me.
but I
And
think it's beyond the double standards, Gail. I mean, if you just look at historically some of the things that have taken place in history with men and women and when men do it and when they will always try to destroy the credibility of the woman.
yeah.
Period. Point blank. They will talk about sexuality. They will talk about anything and everything. And it's so unfortunate that we have not gotten to a place where we uphold women and the decisions that they make, because she's making whatever the best decision is for her and for her life.
Mhm.
Period. Point blank. But I mean, and the only people who sometimes, because this is what I do find to be interesting, I bet you half of those comments were from women too, because
Oh
we
yeah.
we
Oh
will destroy
yeah.
a woman in a minute. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And we do not. It's just like, why do we just tear women down? I mean,
Jealousy. Jealousy.
we don't expect the men to come to our rescue and hold us in high regard because they have those double standards. But then when the women tear you down so bad, and it's just like, you just want, people always say, why can't women get along? Because of situations like this, and you got to put such a negative connotation on it when you can just look at it and she's just doing what's going to make her happy for right now. Maybe then
But it wasn't like they caught her in the bed with the bed. They caught her in the car, riding in the car with him. I mean, how can I have some platonic male friends? We are just like, like we all, you know what I mean? Like we ain't never, they ain't trying to get with me or nothing like that. But they just my friends, and of course Gilbert knows them. But at the end of the day, if people was to see me, they were like, Gail doing something, and it would be the women. She without even asking me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody asked Jennifer what's going on with you and Ben.
because some people don't want receipts for certain things because they like the gossip and they like to
Oh yeah. I mean,
on
we
their own.
need stories. The media needs a story.
Right.
So the media is going to spin stuff however they want to because they need a story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is something, and Kim and I have faced this before, right? Chris and Clarence and Gil and I are real close, and Reggie and Kim, we all kind of raise our kids together. And it was one time I was in the salon, and this is an old salon, and Reggie walked in, and Kim started to do my hair, and he's like, "Come on, let's go to lunch." And one of Kim's clients said, "You gonna let her take off with your husband?" And Kim was like, "I don't care if she go to California with him, right?" But do you think that question would have been asked if if it would have been somebody else? You know what I'm saying? So many women always go to the negative, right? Like
Mhm.
when Chris and Clarence is here, Chris and Gilbert and Chris like to eat crazy food like Kiki, all this stuff, right? So Chris be like, "We leaving." Me and Clarence will go eat somewhere, somewhere normal, right? But
Normal.
nobody is thinking what is going on with Gail with my husband. Like we don't think like that, right? And I don't think if y'all, one of you guys like, "Come on, Gail, let's go," I wouldn't be tripping like, "Where y'all going?" I got like,
Because
why
me and
don't
Gil got some good food taste.
or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, I don't trip like that. But some women trip like that, and they ridicule other women, and I don't understand the whole thing.
I
I
think
don't
that
understand.
some women are not confident or secure enough in certain platonic relationships to have that kind of relationship with someone else. And it's not like like we on the phone with them every day, and like I mean, it's not that. It's just like, oh yeah, let's go to lunch and stuff like that. I think that people need to get more comfortable in their own skin with their own relationships to be able to have a really nice relationship like that with someone else. And I think a lot of women don't understand that or know that.
Because, like, seriously, if
they probably never had a simple platonic relationship with a man and understand. But you also have to know people make these type of statements, comments, judgments, or have these feelings based on their filters and what has probably happened in their life. And they automatically want to project it to you when it has nothing to do with you, just because you're insecure and you have these issues. Because I'm one of them people, like, I ain't even trying to be funny, because people gonna do what they're gonna do anyway. If Kiki came over here, let's say me and Arthur was still married, and Kiki came and I wasn't here, Kiki going in, okay, Arthur let her in the house, because it's two things.
That's how I will be with any of you guys. Like, I don't have none of those things. Like,
he gonna say, you want something to drink, and he gonna go upstairs. He gonna turn the TV on for her and be like, "Tawana up the street, she'll be here in 5 minutes." And maybe it's called being naive or whatever, but I'm gonna have to have a certain level of trust with him, and I'm gonna have to have a certain level of trust with you. That is come in. But I've had people say, "Oh no, I'll sit out here till you come." Oh no, you can go in. I'm comfortable, because I'm very clear. If you wanted to do it anyway, it wouldn't matter about whether I was here or not. Y'all would find somewhere to do it if you wanted to do it anyhow. So I'm not gonna just drive myself crazy about that. But some people just, if you have been habitually habitually cheated on or things like that, and that's been something, your friends have messed with your husband or something like that. I mean, you had a
them ain't your friends, no way.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And those ain't my friends. And Gibbard and already told me that, when things open up, him and Kiki going to get them some good food. You have at it. Me and Jamil will be eating normal food. Well, Jamil might eat that nasty stuff that they go get. But I'm not tripping with you. Like, I'm not gonna go sit at a restaurant that I'm uncomfortable in to try to watch you. Y'all go eat. Do what you do. You see, like, I don't have that. I can't surround myself with people like that. Huh?
I just don't think people have the luxury of having really normal relationships, healthy relationships, right? I think that healthy relationships are, I mean, shoot, you got a job, Gail, because people have dysfunctional relationships, right?
You're right.
That's why you are in business and make the kind of money you make, and everything like that, and have the kind of fans, and stuff that follow you, because people have very dysfunctional relationships, and people have very dysfunctional ideas of what a healthy relationship should be as well. And I think that's kind of what we see played out in the media, because people just don't really have an idea.
But you know what, Kiki, that's what keeps you and I gainfully employed, because people also don't have a good relationship with self. They don't have good self-confidence, and they don't believe in themselves. So they have to go to either coaches or even therapists to try to work out some things, so they can try to get to a place where they can be healthy and whole, and don't have all these type of things hindering them for living a full life. I don't think people truly understand some of these things that they hold on to is really bondage, and it keeps you from truly living your purpose and being and becoming the best person that you can. It's just some things you really do have to just let go and move forward. And when I say let go, because I had an argument with somebody about this, I'm not saying that you can get over some things. It's some things that you do have to learn to deal with, and how to navigate, and not always have triggers. That's what I'm saying. Because some things you just cannot get over. I had girlfriends on Mother's Day who went to the cemetery. They're not over. I mean, it's been 5, 6, 10, whatever years. They're not over it, but they have learned to deal with it, and they do have a lot of happy days and things like that. But they still ain't over the fact that mama died.
I'm not over the fact that my mama went on to glory either. And Sunday, I had an amazing day, but I still thought about Sherry on. And I was like, Lord, if I could just hear her cuss me out one more good time, I would be okay. And I know that people are like, you want your mother? My mother used to lay me out. And I used to be like, Mama, why you got to cuss so bad? And she used to say, because Black people, don't understand unless you cussing. So if I could get one more good cussing out, I would. I really would.
Because
healthy.
Lucy will tell you. Lucy will tell you good. Be like, I'm the mama.
But how y'all process that and how y'all dealing with it is very healthy. Y'all have dealt with grief in healthy ways, and you're learning that your life still can move forward even in the loss, and still hold on to those memories, because it's a wonderful thing to say, I wish I could speak to my mom again and she cussed me out. Who wants to be cussed out by their mama?
Well, I didn't appreciate them cussing out when she was delivering them on a regular basis. Because she was like, I'm the so-and-so mama, like Kiki. And she said, and when I say something, that's exactly what the so-and-so I mean. Do you understand me? Don't make me pull out my good black credit card. One time I got bold. I said, I ain't got to let you in. She said, Gilbert Crowder will let me in. And she said, when I get in, I'm going to tear down that house. And she was cussing the whole time. I didn't get to use the credit card because I'm good, you know? But so those are the kind of things I miss. I had an amazing mother. My mother was very progressive, very witty. I had an amazing mother. So those are the things I miss about my mother. The cussing out was just, that's what she used to do. And I had to handle it. But, you know, and Kiki's mama had a favorite word. It was an S word.
Shit.
Kiki said she could draw that out so long.
I'd be like, Mom.
Kiki said she could draw that out. She said she put that emphasis on that long.
I'd be like,
one more thing I just want to end with this. And I am trying to learn about this. Black Wall Street just launched a black virtual wallet that is, it has to do with cryptocurrency. I have no clue about cryptocurrency. I know Tawan has told me about cryptocurrency and stuff like that. And my son Joshua and Kim's son is doing some kind of cryptocurrency trading and all of this kind of stuff. What do you guys know about it, and how do you think we're progressing in that area? Because, you know, as African American people, we're always at the end of the trends, right? When everybody to make their millions and stuff like that. And I don't want to be that, because I'm trying to retire 5 years doing this with you. But like, I don't understand this virtual wallet. I don't understand where my money is and who's supplying it. I understand I work for it, go to TD Bank, I could see it, and I could send it, and I could debit card it. I don't understand all of this money that nobody knows where it comes from.
Well, your brother, Jamil Ramsey, is, you know, he's all into cryptocurrency. As a matter of fact, he's doing his PhD on cryptocurrency and its transfer. Oh yeah, like that's what his dissertation is all about. My husband mines cryptocurrency. He mines Bitcoins. So cryptocurrency, the reason why they actually created cryptocurrency is because they wanted to create something outside of the banking system where the banking system didn't have control over it. So that thing became cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin, and now there's another one called Ethereum, stuff like that. So it's outside of the banking system, and they've successfully done it. But the thing about cryptocurrency is because it's a lot of times it's outside of the banking system. You know, there are no
regulations.
No infrastructure, there are no laws and rules, and so you can get your cryptocurrency stolen, and just different stuff like that. But if you do, it's like they're almost creating something out of nothing, right?
That's why I don't understand.
Ethereum has gone up to like $3,000 per. Bitcoin is like $60,000 per. But now there is a bank called Coinbase, where if you do have cryptocurrency, you can cash it in for real cash. Now the banks are catching on to this because Coinbase is making a lot of money, and now I think some of the banks are gonna start cashing it in as well. And so with cryptocurrency, how you mine it is like, I know my husband has a computer set up, and it just keeps cracking codes. And literally, he makes more money mining cryptocurrency more than any bank account could ever give him any kind of like 2%.
But what I need to understand, is when you say Bitcoin is $60,000, right? I don't have $60,000.
You
Right?
don't. Yeah.
But not now. Right
Not
now.
now. Well, yeah.
Not right now.
For one Bitcoin. It's expensive. It's expensive.
I know, but what I'm saying is, if I go to Experian or whatever, and I say I want to buy $500 worth of whatever, get Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Where does that like? Who am I giving my money to?
That's an
Like, if I go to TD Bank and deposit $500, I know I'm depositing it to TD Bank.
Exactly.
Who am I depositing my money to? That I know I sound dumb.
No, you do not sound dumb, because a lot of people don't know a lot about cryptocurrency, and I can't even really answer that question as well. But I do, Jamil is creating some resources.
I'm gonna sit down with my brother.
You gotta
do you understand this, Tamar?
But here's
do you know where you're giving your money to?
Well, so let me say this. Maybe about, I know 10 years ago, a friend of mine called me and he said, hey, you got $100? Yeah. He said, I want you to put it in Bitcoins. He told me to set up an account with Coinbase. That's what I did. I transferred the money from my Navy Federal account and I put it into Coinbase. I put my $100 in there and I was like, what is it doing? Forgot all about I had the account. He said, had you looked at your Coinbase account? I went to my Coinbase account. I had $10,000.
Wow, Tawan, that's awesome.
From a year. Do you hear me? From $100, I wasn't adding anything. I wasn't doing anything. But how the price was going up, and I guess my $100 brought me a certain amount.
Okay, but can you go get that money? Where do you go get that money from?
Coinbase will cash you out.
Coinbase. So Coinbase is like your TD Jakes.
Yeah.
I mean your TD Banks. I said TD Jakes. It's like your TD Banks. It's like another bank that's holding your money there. So what I did was I went and I cashed my money out, because that was when I cashed out. It was around the time when the IRS was starting to learn a whole lot that was going on, and they couldn't regulate and they couldn't get any taxes off of this, because like Kiki said, it's just like, I guess it's kind of like the cloud a little bit, and can't nobody regulate it, and you don't know what it is, and you can't capture it, because nobody knew I got the $10,000 but me and Coinbase. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's funny now, because when I took the money out, I left in $100. Didn't bother. Went back. I had 50. Went back another time. I had 600. I just gonna check it today, because I have not been in it, and I have bought the euro and the thing, but then I kind of stopped, because that's when they said the IRS was really getting involved, and now they're gonna start making you pay taxes or whatever your earnings were and things like that. I do not understand the mining of the crypto. I just have not learned enough about that. I probably didn't even understand enough about the Bitcoins. I trusted the person who asked me. It was $100 they said put in. I told you I forgot about it. It just yielded me back a good return. I would like to get into it, because I know that there is money, and this is probably something maybe Jamil should do with us. It's some type of investment group, and we sit down and we learn about it and talk about it and help us to understand it, because it's obviously moving and people are making big money off of it. I got somebody
when Kiki and I went to God's Glamorous Girls,
oh yeah,
what's her name? Jewel Tankard was talking about all of these different coins and all of this stuff, and how you should get in, and how all of these things. And I don't, like I said, I want to retire in 5 years. And, like my son Joshua is a little bit more progressive or whatever. But I just need to understand the structure of where my money's going and where it's coming from. Because, like you said, I don't understand the cloud, but I use it. You know what I'm saying?
Jamil also he's been telling people, don't put money into Bitcoin that you can't afford to lose, because who knows what, it's like a stock market, right? Like it's so you can't, you put your play money in there, he said. So maybe your allowance or something like that, right? You don't put money that you're supposed to be retiring off of. But you can make a lot of money off of it, but you don't put money on there that you got to have and base it off of this, right? And so I did hear him tell his brother, because his brother came over the other day to asking to really get a better understanding. So I'm gonna get Jamil to get us together and to do a little educational class for us. It might be something that he want to share with everybody else too after we do it, but he is in the process of really bringing together some resources to really explain to us, right, how to get in and to be safe when we do get in with this market. But yeah,
because I mean, like I said, Black Wall Street just launched a virtual wallet, and I'm like, what is a virtual wallet? I know what virtual mean, like
yeah.
I mean, just like all of that stuff. And the thing is that I know that I have not worked a traditional job since 2013, right? But and I know that I do have my old 401k and it's whatever. But I want to be diverse in this, and I don't want to miss the ride or the wave or however, you know what I'm saying? But I have no clue, and it's like I need to know, well, if it's in the cloud, how do I pull it down or whatever? You know,
so silly. But the fortunate thing for us is we have somebody, a resource, and
that's the thing, to be able to have a resource to go to and fully explain it and help you understand it. Like I said, the person who asked me, they could explain the Bitcoin part and they explained to me about the Coinbase and things like that. But this crypto and this mining, like I have somebody coming in my DM every other day. It seemed like, hey, would you be interested in making this money through crypto? All you need is $100 to make you $1,000.
Don't believe them.
No. I don't even entertain. Block them because I don't know you. I don't trust you. You just became my friend, and now you want to ask me this crap.
That Jamil actually told me that the day. So he accepted a friend request that came in and was like, "Hey, something about crypto, da 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 da," and then he was like, "All you need is $100." And then so Jamil put back to him, "I'm good because I like to do this, this, and this, right? Because he know the language." Radio silence. They did not say anything else to him. So for any of y'all who are listening to this whole, this live chat, don't believe people who are in your DMs talking about crypto, because a lot of times that's a scam. Okay. You need to get your information from a reputable source. Nobody who's DMing you saying, they're not your friend.
They're not your friend. Right. Yeah, it's been interesting. I mean, and it's been men and women coming, and I can make you this money. And my stand, I have a standard response. I don't know you. You don't know me, and this is not how we have our first introduction. And I will not be doing any business with you where it'd be $1, $100.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No. I don't know you.
Well, you guys, this has been an amazing evening tea. I thank you guys so much for hopping on. I thank you guys so much for joining us. Hopefully you guys learned something. Like I said, that virtual wallet and all this. So I'm excited that we have somebody, a brother, that's going to teach us stuff. Like I said, my son Joshua is all into it. I know Kim's son is into day trading and investments and all of this kind of stuff. And Joshua is learning from Jared, which I didn't know. And so, like I said, these millennials are not afraid to put their whole little paycheck. Joshua putting his whole little Dollar Tree paycheck and all, and I'm like, oh, hold up, brother, you know what you got coming. But anyway, but
that's why he's trying to get the bonds. That's why he's trying to get the bonds.
Exactly. So, but he's doing. I guess he's doing well with it. But again, you guys, I love you to pieces. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on Evening Tea. Y'all have an amazing night.